So, immediately after I put out the Borderlands 3 reaction video, yesterday or 2 days ago? Fuck, I don't even remember. Whenever I put that out, immediately after, I open up Google and I see Kotaku and Gamespot, who review games and talk about trailers and all the gaming industry and whatnot, talking about how the Borderlands 3 trailer was not up to their standards. It wasn't good enough. And to which I say, no one fucking cares what you think. Because one, you're getting paid to do that. You're getting paid. And games that suck are getting their game put out there. These companies are being bribed to put out good reviews for bad games. It happens all the time. So when I review a game, or I talk about something, or I talk about an expectancy, it's based on my own experience. And I play video games all the time. All the time. I immediately got Sekiro when it came out. I'm still pushing through it. I don't have a lot of time mixed in with editing, so I would say I'm maybe 30% through. But when it comes down to GameSpot, IGN, Kotaku, whoever, they don't put out these trustworthy reviews. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do have a good insight, or they have knowledge about what may or may ensue in the game, or the direction the company's coming from. However, after reading these articles about, oh, it wasn't up to our standards, or oh, we weren't impressed, and blah, 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 blah. No one fucking cares what you guys think. Because the titles always start with something like, we didn't think, we don't agree, or we think this, and blah, blah, blah. It shouldn't be a we. We is a collective term. We means that everyone in your industry agreed that you either enjoyed something or didn't enjoy something. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't. And you're like, oh, why? Consensus, blah, blah, blah. First off, I don't like Japanese video games. Perfect example. I don't like Japanese video games. I think the dialogue's choppy. I think it's not fun. I don't think it looks right. And those games also, when I mean Japanese, I mean anime-based. I don't mean Nintendo games. But mix that in with an RPG, it's almost like I don't like Persona. It's a perfect example. But I haven't played Persona, so I can't give a review. Where I'm going with this is, there are people out there who don't like looter shooters. I hate Destiny. I've played both of them, and the DLC, and I've done the raids, and I've done all that work. I put in 80 hours into both, and I can't stand those games. But I love Borderlands. My point is, there's no way in hell everyone at these industries or these review companies are going to all agree upon the same thing. So based on the news that you read, a lot of these people don't know what they're talking about. I saw a ton of things in that trailer that were just outstanding. I'm super excited to explore these cities because the environments are so much different than what I've seen in the in Borderlands, the pre-sequel, Borderlands 2, and Borderlands 1. In Borderlands 1, it was all barren wasteland, except for maybe 3 parts. And then in Borderlands 2, you immediately start in the frozen tundra, then you end up in a deserted landscape, then you end up in a city, and then you end up in Hyperion, warehouses and manufacturing sites. I think that's insane. It was evenly paced and it was really well done. But in Borderlands 3, there are so many different things that really stood out to me. The fact that I just noticed this because I was watching another video, but the female antagonist, I think their last name's Calypso. They're the Calypso sister, or Calypso siblings, and she's a siren. If you look at her arm, she has the markings of a siren. She's the 6th siren. That's really cool. I'm really excited to find out what she does. And you can't look at this trailer and not think, holy shit, there's a lot to digest here. There's a ton. There's so much to look at and just be I wonder what the hell's gonna happen next. And you're crazy if you don't think that it's going to be fun at all. It bothers me seeing IGN and GameSpot, especially GameSpot. They haven't done enough for me to where I can trust them. IGN's clearly off the bucket. They're not trustworthy at all. IGN puts out the worst reviews. In fact, they've been known to steal reviews. Not even a year ago. The guy, there was a YouTuber who did a Dead Cells review, which is like it's like a pixelated side scroller. What's the word I'm looking for? Randomly generated levels game. You know, it's a really cool game. I can't remember the name of these kind of games. Shit, Enter the Gungeon's one of them. But this guy put out a review, and then like 3 days later, not even, one of the IGN reviewers who did the Nintendo Labo review copied his review almost line for line. My whole spiel is that these companies can't be trusted. Like, they're a good insight, but use your best judgment. And especially go off of YouTubers, especially the ones like who play a lot of games. So if you want a good reviewer, I personally recommend looking up Donkey. I mean, he's got like 5 million subs, so it wouldn't shock me if half of you knew who he was. But Video Game Donkey puts out solid reviews. They make sense, they're good, and they're well thought out. And he nitpicks it correctly. Like, I'm getting better at the craft, but I can tell you right now, I'm not going to blatantly lie to you, because these companies are going to pay me money. Don't believe what GameSpot says, don't believe what IGN says. You can use it as like a barometer, but it upsets me seeing that they're already criticizing a game that was 7 years in the making, just because the trailer didn't look up to their expectations. Like, it's a Borderlands game. It's not going to change. They're not going to change the formula. The game's perfect the way it is. It's so aggravating just to see these assholes who don't play games, who don't have time for it, who couldn't care less to talk about it. Like, it's mind-boggling. The things that they think are going to be fun. Their understanding of fun is nowhere near mine. It's nowhere near mine. Theirs is more like open world and blah blah blah. It's like you need to be able to explore every crevice of the map, which is not a bad thing. And then it also comes into there needs to be creative characters, there needs to be custom classes, there needs to be an in-depth story and blah 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 blah. No. You don't need that shit. In fact, you can add it and still have a great game, but having all three does not make a game good. It's true. It is true. Like, again, my favorite game, my favorite series in the entire world is Dark Souls. I love that game so damn much. There is no direct story to you. Like, in order to understand plots and shit, you need to pick up items and read the item descriptions, and you need to look online, and you need to understand why certain bosses are in certain places. And the game is like a 10 out of 10. You know, the things that IGN, GameSpot, and everyone else talk about, and I'm drawing a blank on the other ones. It's late at night and I didn't expect to do this video. But they don't understand the average game consumer. Like, I don't want loot boxes. I don't want DLCs unless the game's phenomenal. Which is why I love Sekiro, because Sekiro, From Software, already announced there's no DLC, there's no PvP, there's no multiplayer whatsoever. That's a bold move. It's a bold move when a game decides to go a separate route and still be successful. So, don't believe, like IGN, or GameSpot, especially because GameSpot put it out first, that they were dissatisfied with the Borderlands 3 trailer. Don't believe any of those assholes. And if you do, I feel sorry for you. Not like I'm a pro or anything like that, but I'm not going to lie to you. There's no point. I'll hurt myself if I lie. IGN will never go out of business. And I hate them so damn much. Just be careful and, you know, don't believe what you read, because you may miss out on a great game. So, with that being said, you know, just try to stay positive, you know, because also good news is I read from Forbes, which is weird. I read it on Forbes that there's a theory that Borderlands 3 could release as early as next week. Why is that? Well, Apex Legends just released out of nowhere, and it's the most successful free-to-play game ever. In its first month, it raised more money than Fortnite has in its entire 9 seasons it's been out. So that has to say something. That has to say something. So I think that's a great marketing strategy. If they decide to do it, I don't think they will, because that just works out a little too well for me. But whatever. I mean, we can. I think it'll come out probably around November. I think Borderlands 3 will come out in November. But I hope it comes out now, so the hype doesn't die out. But with that being said, I'll keep you posted. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.